Welcome back to my channel, y'all. And today I'm going to speak on my journey and what has gotten me here and how I've gotten here. And that is divorce, separation. That catapulted me into getting to know who I am and how it broke open my heart in the most best possible way ever. Now, this started back in 2018. I was in a relationship for about 10, 11 years. And I was not the best of a partner at the time. I didn't know emotionally how to truly connect with my partner. I mean, we had great time. Like we've known each other for years, right? We grew up together, and however, when certain issues came up and things that needed to be addressed and hard conversations we've had, I would say, yes, 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 I get it. I understand. I'll fix it. I'll figure it out. But nothing. I never put anything into action because I wasn't understanding where she was coming from and how she felt. I created such an unsafe environment for her because I didn't know emotionally what was going on. And again, I wasn't the best of boyfriend or partner at the time. Like I've cheated. I've done plenty of manipulations. I've had a really bad habit that I could not get over, and I was draining my life. And you guys probably know what I'm talking about. And it just led to the reality of the divorce and separation. And the way it just opened my heart and helped me understand who I was is I was forced to go into meditation and breath work. I almost wanted to take a sabbatical. Like I was telling my mother and my siblings that I'm going to take about maybe a month or 3 months of just like being on my own and go on my own. And I really didn't need that. I stumbled across psychedelics. I was doing research prior to that. And I found that psychedelics was like that shortcut of showing me a ton of information and of knowledge that I would have achieved maybe 3 or 5 years of meditating and of breath work. So I'm truly grateful for that because I begin to understand what unconditional love was. And, I was so quick to forgive myself, but also my partner at the time and their partner at the time as well. And people thought I was crazy, oh, how can you be in the same room with this person, this and that? Like, I didn't give a fuck. Like, I didn't want to hold anyone in such a low regard. Like that was just where I was at the very beginning of my spiritual journey. Now then I started to spiritually bypass a couple of things, and I became very condescending when I started to learn the spiritual ways or spiritual practices and ways to eat, what not to eat, what to consume, what to watch, what not to watch. I began to force that upon my family and friends, and that wasn't cool. I mean, my kid's mother, she brought it up to me, and I'm super grateful for her because we co-lived for about 2 years until we were both financially able to go our ways. And she was just like, hey, look, I and I'm going to paraphrase, but what I remember was that she was like, it's awesome. It's cool that you're learning all these ways, but just the way you're presenting the information and how we should be doing things is coming off condescending. And that was a fucking spiritual check right there. I needed that. Without that hard mirror, I probably would have been one of these spiritual gurus that I'm like the fucking best and you got to follow me. And if you're not doing this, well, you're not at my level. And that's not where I want to be and wanted to go. So long story short, with that piece of the spiritual ego coming up, and not me being able to realize it on my own, and someone had to mirror that for me, there were other great mirrors that were coming into my life. Certain friends groups started to slowly lose their connection. And what I mean by that is like no longer hanging out, because I'm just looking and learning and in my own world of just being the better version of myself. And I came across these two awesome fucking souls, and they created this men's group called the Modern Renaissance Men, and gave me the opportunity to step into that group as a member at the time, doing a men's work. And it was fucking scary. I mean, like, I didn't know 9 of these guys at the time, and I was going to be vulnerable and speak my truth and share all my insecurities. Like, fuck, I was scared. And if I can fast forward a year or two from there, I became one of the co-founders of that group and one of the facilitators of meditation and breath work for them. And it was beautiful because they gave me the opportunity to step into my power as a men's coach, as a life coach, as a meditation teacher and a breathwork practitioner. And I'm super grateful for that, because again, if I didn't have that group or that community, that group of men to mirror back things that I was not seeing, or beliefs or stories, or just like this narrative that kept me in this victim mentality, it would have been a longer journey for me to get to the level of awareness that I'm at now. And I'm super, super grateful for that. And I've changed. I mean, like, I tell you, from the man that I used to be, I was very selfish in a negative way, because now there is a positive way of being selfish or self-centered. Before, I just wanted to get my things done. And if I didn't get those done, and I put others instead of saying no, and I did other things for everyone else, and I didn't have time to get done, I'd be grumpy as fuck. Like, I was truly grumpy, and I didn't like that. And it wasn't cool. And I'm sure, like, my kids at the time, they were growing up and they witnessed that. And I could only leave it at that. You know what I mean? I can not right my wrongs, but I can live an embodied way of being if I want to, change certain parts of my life and forgive and have compassion for that version of myself that my kids got to experience. And my younger one, she was young, so she didn't really see. She may have absorbed it because kids absorb it. But anyways, I shifted and I changed. I became more compassionate, even to the point where I was like non-judgmental, and I would not put people before me, but I knew when to say yes and say no. And I was still working at that too, I did find myself people pleasing, but I knew what my boundaries were and how to uphold them, especially being with the men's group, because they've really allowed me to step into integrity. And, I got to know myself even more. What is it that I like? What is it that I don't like? What are my desires? What am I scared of? What will I not tolerate? Right? And it's so beautiful to really find this version of myself that almost that really brought self-empowerment back, integrity back. Now, are there still some things that I can work on? Fuck yeah. I mean, I'm not fucking perfect. I'm still human. I'm still learning a lot as I go. But man, as I look back into my life, I was not creating safe containers for people. I was just really, especially for my partner at the time, I was not good at it. And now it's like me being a life coach and a meditation practitioner, breathwork practitioner, and a hypnosis facilitator. It's like, that is my job, to easily, naturally create such a safe space for everybody. And I love that, because so many people open up and it creates a shift within their own being just by me creating that safe space. Whether they're working with me one-on-one or if I'm just having a conversation that's random and I get to share a perspective or maybe not even share, just fucking listen and just, just let them know and help them feel seen. Like, that's powerful. And I've been wanting to work towards that because I've had, I don't want to say a mentor, but I've been following Muji and I've been following Ram Dass and Eckhart Tolle, and how they are just able to speak on awareness and love and self-compassion and compassion and forgiveness and just being aware of what thoughts, whose voice is that, and like and the way they hold space and just show love and the way they smile, like that was my goal and that's what I wanted to embody, and I did. And I'm grateful for that, and I'm still working on it. I'm still strengthening that. And I can tell you that that's the reason why divorce opened up my heart in such a great way. It was a blessing. At the time, I didn't see it. I was going through my dark nights of the soul. I was crying in my living room. I was going to church. I kept questioning myself. Was I broken? Was I broken? Until I found great people in my life that were able to mirror back and show me that I wasn't, that I was whole, that I was enough. And if that is you right now, going through a breakup, going through a divorce, just know that you're going to make it out to the other side. You have to go through it. You have to go through the muck. You have to just embrace it and go through it. You can't go around it. You can't go under it. You can't go over it. You got to go through it. And that's where you're going to find all the lessons and all the elixirs, and you're going to find parts of yourselves that you pushed away. And that's what I've did. That's what I've done. And that's why I'm in this healing space to help people such as yourself that are going through divorce, that are going through breakups, or just don't know who they are. I didn't know who I was, and I had to go on that solo journey for a bit and then find community to help mirror back my greatness. And I needed to do that, and I'm so grateful for it. But I tell you, I was not the man that I am now. You go through my Instagram now, a Positive Soul Shaker, you see all the spiritual stuff and everything that I talk about. You'd be like, oh, this guy's great. Oh, he's nice. He's so positive. But if you got to know me before and you look at my personal Instagram that I still have, and I'll link it below so you guys can see and feel the energy. Yes, I had, I still had positivity, but there was a shift. You can feel, you can see it, that, I still needed to grow and still needed to understand. So I did a lot of forgiving, and that's another thing. I forgave myself for a lot of things that I didn't know and I didn't understand at the time. And that's the work. That's one of the major keys that must be done when you are going through this, when you are on this personal growth of finding yourself and understanding yourself and having compassion. You must forgive yourself. And if you're looking to forgive someone else, you also have to find forgiveness within them. But first, it starts with you. When you are able to really sit with yourself and say, I forgive me for everything that I've fucking done, that I didn't know better, that I now know and will embody and put into practice, you will then have the capacity to hold that for others and forgive others. And you will take yourself out of that prison and you will take them out of that prison. And it is beautiful. So thank you for tuning in. If you've made it this far, I appreciate you. Thank you. If you're going through a breakup, a divorce, or you're just on this journey of self-discovery, rediscovering who you are, peeling away limiting beliefs through, meditation or hypnosis, and you just don't know where to start, DM me, message me, check out my link, my website. I'd love to work on you, well, with you, not on you, one-on-one. And I'd love to support you along the journey so that, you know, like I did along my journey, I hired a therapist, a life coach, and they helped bring me back into the body, help me understand where emotions were stored along my body and how to just sit with it, move it. And let me tell you this, I had to give breath work and meditation a break. I literally couldn't do that because I was reflected back that it was a form of escape for me instead of just being fully in my body, fully alive, and asking parts of myself, the grief, the sadness, the anger, where was it in my body? Body, show me. And how do I move that? And I was able to move that through breath work. So I'm here. Even if we don't work one-on-one, if we hop on a 15 or 30-minute free call and I can just paint a picture that you can fucking create the life that you desire, you will find yourself when you're surrounded by community. Yo, I got you. And that is all I need to do. If I can teach you how to breathe properly, I got you. And that's all I needed to do. So thank you all. I don't want to drag this up so much. I appreciate you. I love you. And stay tuned for more videos. And be sure, if you feel aligned, subscribe, hit that notification button. It feels cool to say that because now I get to see I get to be the one doing it when I saw other YouTubers do it. And be sure to like and leave a comment if this truly resonated with you. And if you're going through this, I love to just share any insight and resources that has helped me along my journey. All right, y'all. I love y'all. Peace.